Okay, here's something that hopefully will help the anti-tactical AR-15 owners out there like myself. And the reason I say anti-tactical is the guys and gals out there that like to have AR-15s with just the standard handguards on them. These things are kind of out of fashion these days. Don't see a whole lot of AR-15s with standard handguards anymore. Normally people go out and when they buy one, they rip them right off and throw something else on. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't mind the standard handguards myself. And this is one little tip for you guys, a little trick that might help you guys and gals out there as far as support hand consistency if you're shooting an AR-15 that has the standard handguard setup. Now, rifle marksmanship, a lot of you know you got to do everything as close to the same way every time you fire off a shot so that way you can maintain your consistency. Cheek weld, your natural point of aim, your trigger squeeze, breathing, all that good stuff. Well, another thing that matters is your support hand placement. Doesn't matter if you're shooting close quarters or shooting long range, your support hand has to be consistent. Now, this is more for closer quarters type shooting with this rifle. This is an A2 full-length AR-15. If I'm shooting long range, my hand is going to be back up here. You've seen some videos where I've done that. That's just for better bone support. But for shooting medium close range, hitting 50-yard targets, 25 yards targets, all that good stuff, my hand's going to be a little farther forward, a little bit more aggressive. Now, one thing I did is, you can see on the handguard here, I'll zoom in for you, that is just a sling swivel. Sling swivel attach point. That's all that is. It attaches right to the handguard, and I'm not putting a sling there, I'm not putting a bipod there, I'm not doing anything crazy like that. But what I use it for is when I put my hand on the gun, I have a place that I can reference every time. And when I use this as a reference point, that puts my thumb anywhere between the third hole back and the fifth hole back every time. It doesn't matter if I wrap my hand around, my finger around the front like so, or if I just slide it up. You can see my thumb between the third and fifth hole every time. And it keeps it consistent. So it doesn't matter, again, I can wrap my finger around like so, or I could just slide up, and it's either the third hole, or sometimes it'll slide back to about the fifth hole is where my thumb is at. But what that does is, sorry for bumping the camera there, what that does is it gives me a reference point. Something that helps develop muscle memory. I know that I'm grabbing that stock in the same area every single time. A lot of professional shooters talk about that. If you talk to pistol shooters, they say you want to grab your pistol the same time every time. Rifle shooters, three-gun shooters, you want to be consistent in everything you do. So this might be a neat little trick for you guys and gals out there. You're not looking to change stocks or spend all this money on getting fancy gear. This is like a $10 item, getting something like this. A little sling swivel stud. Mounts right on. Sometimes you find them for less than 10 bucks. I've seen them out there for like $6, $7. They're really inexpensive. And it doesn't have to be that. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can maybe put a little piece of non-reflective tape, OD green tape or something. That's more of a visual reference. I like this because it's more tactile. It's more based on touch, not so much as visual. But it's up to you. Try it out. If you have one of these and you haven't tried it, try it out on your rifle, especially if you have an A2 length or a mid-length, carbine length. There isn't a lot of real estate there, so you can definitely throw one on the carbine if you want, but the carbine, it seems, is a little bit easier to get a good consistent handhold on that shorter real estate without having to put little nubs like this on there. But this definitely helps for rifles, mid-lengths. So, alright, thanks a lot for watching, and hope you like the little trick. Try it out, see if it works for you, and another bonus is later on you do have an attachment point if you do want to throw a bipod on or a sling or what have you. So, alright, if you got any little tips or tricks that you use, feel free to leave a comment or post a video response. As always, stay safe.